Hey, we're back at it again with another one. This is What Keeps Me Up at Night, JFK Part Dos.
Hey, what's up? This is Red. I'm back at it again with you guys. How you doing today? Hope everything's going good.
You're good?
Yeah. Nice. And I got some diet iced tea because I finished my Manhattan special.
Sounds naughty.
And then he finishes it with tea, and that's delightful. And then I'm Sky. And then today's episode, we're just going to go through the escape of Oswald from the Texas Book Depository. I keep wanting to say, almost said Brooklyn again. Texas School Book Depository.
TSBD. And I'm Blue, and I'll be leading us through this story today. Let's get started.
Today we are starting with the alleged escape of one Lee Harvey Oswald and how he maliciously escaped the Texas Book Depository.
Texas School.
See,
it's hard to say. It's hard to say.
It is hard to say. Okay. All right. According to the Warren Commission, Lee Harvey Oswald left the Texas School Book Depository 3 minutes after the assassination.
That's 3 minutes too after Oswald ran down the stairs, stopped in the lunchroom, and grabbed a Coke.
The man was using
And then had some
both of his time.
Yeah. He must be super quick because he got from shot fired, ran all the way down, talked to an officer, grabbed a soda, wasn't sweating or anything, and just walked on out real quick.
He was Usain Bolt.
Yeah. He bolted on out of there.
That's it. All right.
And then he gets on a bus where he gets in a confrontation with a woman. The bus driver, Cecil J. McWaters, Dallas, Texas. Oh my God.
He's not McChicken?
No.
The bus driver, Cecil J. McWaters, Dallas Transit Company 419, originally thought a teenage boy named Milton Jones was the person that got in a confrontation, but later testified that it was Lee Harvey Oswald and not Jones.
But during an interview with Jones, he admits to being the one who gets into the fight with that woman. Because they asked him in an interview. He's like, yeah, that was me. So this bus driver is basically lying and saying that he was the one that was getting into a fight with.
So what got to him to because, all right, I feel like for something to compel you to lie, someone's got some shit on you.
Right.
Like they got something on you that you want no one to see.
Well, that makes sense.
For someone to have to compel you to sit there and lie, they got something on you.
Yeah.
Because
a lot of people said that they actually changed their testimony later on.
Right.
And then some people are like, I'm not doing that. That's not what I saw.
Exactly.
They didn't have anything on them.
If somebody comes to me and I witness something, you gotta have some shit on me for me to be like, well, you know what? I didn't actually see that.
Yeah.
But if you don't, I'm like, well, I see everything.
Yeah. Right. So after the confrontation, Lee Harvey Oswald gets on another bus that takes him back to the scene of the assassination.
Back to the scene of the crime.
He leaves that bus at approximately 12:44 p.m. and hails a cab.
And we didn't have Uber and Lyft back in that day. So if you didn't hail it, it wasn't coming to you.
Yeah. Might even skip you a couple times.
Oh my God, wouldn't it? Like, I'm not picking up that guy. That guy looks weird. He looks like he just shot the president.
All right, so far that means that he shot the president at 12:30.
Okay.
Left the building at 12:33.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that the bus stop is actually 7 blocks from where he was. So he walked those 7 blocks in 7 minutes. And then this is actually the 2 buses together. And then gets on the next bus, and then what happens next?
He hails a cab, and then over here, we start talking about.
Oh, he got in the cab at 12:47.
Can I take a shot in the dark real fast? Okay, so the reason why I'm taking a shot in the dark is because I'm a person that, and I know there are people out there like me that do not like heat. So my question is, how hot really was it that day? Because if you're moving around in heat, and Texas is a very hot place that I know of, that I can think of, and anyone moving around in a high heat area will eventually start to slow down fast because you're going to start getting sweaty. Your body's going to start to dehydrate because, of course, you're in heat. How hot was it that day? Because if he's doing all this stuff, then there would be multiple indicators. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he would be breathing heavily, sweating.
Not
So,
only
like,
that, it's even okay. I can walk 7 blocks comfortably in the spring
right.
and not worry about it. I really won't be sweaty.
Yeah.
Now, again, these are 7 New York blocks. I'm not too sure how they stack up to Dallas blocks. They could be very different.
Mm-hmm.
The
That's
temperature actually climbed near 70 that day. So not
Windy 70
warm.
or a 70 flat.
Well, if you're inside of a building,
Then it's
running
70
around,
flat.
yeah.
But yeah, like because and I know I'm reading way into this. I'm sorry for doing that because like it also wants me to get okay. Now, how hot was the interior of the building? You know, stuff like that because that also counts. Especially if you're moving within said building, you're gonna get hotter.
Yeah. So all right, let's move on. Now he's in the cab with William Whaley, who takes him to the Oak Cliff area, which is where Oswald was staying. Whaley drops him off at 500 North Beckley, which is a Mexican restaurant, then walks home to 1026 North Beckley,
So
arriving around 1 p.m.
Yeah, so I checked this out too. That walk would have, according to Google Maps, that walk would have took about about 10 minutes. The Warren Commission said it happened in 5 or 6, maybe even less. No one saw anybody running that day. No one said, "Hey, I saw a guy running through the streets."
So no increase in pace and no run.
No.
Right.
So unless he was hopped up on drugs, that's the only way he could have made that.
Yeah. So now he gets home at 1, right?
Yeah. Apparently, at home he changes his clothes and walks to 10th and Patton, arriving around 1:04 p.m.
He left at 1:04.
Oh.
And then he arrived at 1:09.
Gotcha.
Oh no, you're right. No, he left at 1:04 to walk. Yeah, I'm sorry. I put some different times down because so some of these time frames don't work, and we'll find out in a couple minutes.
So at 10th and Patton, that's where Lee Harvey Oswald sees Officer Tippit, who stops him, stating that he's being apprehended for the murder of John F. Kennedy. Oswald then shoots him 4 times, killing him. He then heads to the Texas Theater, where he is arrested at about 1:40 p.m.
Yeah, so they said that he left the house at 1:04 and then got to the spot where he was killed in 15 minutes, which according to Google Maps, that does work out. So I don't understand why Google Maps would say 1 would be the perfect time to walk and the other one's saying it's way too slow. Like you went too fast, actually.
The alleged damning evidence. What will it contain? Only the shadow knows, and the shadow shall answer.
During one of the government's file dumps, we learn Henry Wade, Dallas District Attorney and friend of newly sworn-in President Lyndon B. Johnson, lied about evidence. He took several witness testimonies and combined them into one. At one point, one of his witnesses says, "I can't identify him, but if I see a man who looks like him, I'll point him out to you."
You hear what she said? The witness says, "I can't identify him, but if you show me someone that kind of looks like him, I'll point to him."
Wow.
How dare you renege on such evidence, you son of a bitch.
Another witness, Mr. Howard Brennan.
If you remember from the last episode, that was the guy who had glasses, but he wasn't wearing them. And he said he saw Oswald hanging out the window taking aim.
Okay. Yeah. Mr. Howard Brennan couldn't pick Harvey out of the first lineup. In the second lineup, there were 2 cops and 1 janitor who were nicely dressed and given fake names and jobs. Each man, including Harvey, stepped forward and gave their name and where they worked. After this, Mr. Brennan was able to point out Lee Harvey Oswald.
Isn't that crazy? So they basically, at this point, it's the next day. Everybody knows at this point, because it's all over the news, that Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested for the murder of Tippit and possibly the murder of the president. And he's in there in a lineup, and the cops are going, "Yeah, I'm Dan Steven. I'm a farmer." And then they got other guys saying his own name. And then you get to Oswald. He's like, "Yeah, I'm Lee Harvey Oswald, and I work at the Texas School Book Depository." And he's, "Oh, yeah, that's him.
Yeah,
that's the guy."
Right.
The deck is stacked against him.
Everybody was wearing nice suits, and he got like this messed up shirt and pants. Like, which one is the criminal? The guy's in the suit, or the one that looks like a dirty bum?
Right.
It's the dirty bum every time.
Every time.
Henry Wade also lied about a palm print.
So, pretty much the palm of your hand. So you're saying, oh, this palm print was here, and it's not.
Yeah. And then they actually said that it was there. And then someone said that later on, he actually went to, some agents went to the spot where Lee Harvey Oswald was, what's that place where they put dead bodies?
Cemetery? Morgue?
The morgue, basically the morgue, or whatever the place, the place where you do the wakes and the viewings and stuff like that.
Right.
And that's when they got the palm print on the rifle. But the whole time there was actually no palm print. He just said it was there. And I don't even know why. When you said that there was a fingerprint, I guess if you could put a palm print that kind of looks like somebody else's, but there's no.
I mean, all right. See, now
that palm print, that's Lee Harvey Oswald right there.
If we get into it, what I'm thinking of is, okay, I can see how you can get a palm print off of the way you would hold the rifle.
Yeah, another bar.
But even then, that's not. It's
like how many different palm prints can there really be?
Right.
Let me see yours.
I don't know. Aren't they unique as a fingerprint or no?
I mean, I feel like the fingerprint is way
more.
Is what they use more.
Because look, there's more curls and stuff in the fingerprint. And the palm, it's just straight lines across.
I don't know.
So there's nothing really to change it up a little bit.
Mine has a lot of different stuff.
Certain palms, I can see how they are different. Yes, yeah. I do get that. But as for me, I feel like the fingerprint would be something you would look more for.
Yeah, way better.
So then Wade also lied about a paraffin test. A paraffin test is a test that shows if someone used a gun or a rifle.
Cool.
When Henry Wade was asked by a member of the press if there is evidence Harvey shot a rifle, Wade reiterated that he fired a gun. Lee Harvey Oswald had no powder on his face. The paraffin test shows he never shot a rifle that day.
Red, do you know what a paraffin test is? Are we even saying that correctly? Is it pronounced paraffin?
Yes.
Do you know what that is?
Okay, it's a material that's used, I believe, in the white smokeless powder itself. And how they do that is when you fire a gun, you feel it more. I feel like you feel more the dust hitting you in the face when you have a gun suppressed.
Like a rifle.
Like a rifle.
Well, it doesn't matter about the suppression because there was no suppression at this one.
At this point, there was no suppression. So he's firing this bolt-action rifle. So anytime he's pretty much cycling that bolt, he's allowing dust to come back into him. Now, again, since it's white smokeless powder, you don't see it, but you feel it.
Okay.
You feel it when it hits you. You feel it when it's on you and all that other stuff. And all of that, you can clearly, if you shot enough, you can, oh shit.
Like, kind of like dust or something.
Almost.
Yeah. So if there was no powder in his face, what does that say to you?
That he wasn't anywhere near the bolt to shoot a gun.
All right,
which means he didn't even take aim, because usually when you take aim, the circle, which is the aperture that you look through, usually, that's right near the bolt. So as soon as you open it, face full of it.
Right. Wow. So after hours of studying by the DA office, they determined the gun used on Kennedy was a German Mauser, but the gun introduced to the Warren Commission was an Italian Carcano rifle. The rifle was bought under the name Alec Hittel, using a fake ID that was later found on his person during the arrest.
Yeah, at this point, too, with the rifle, I could see why people would get confused. I'm going to put some pictures online, I believe, tomorrow, because these two guns look very like, I'm going to look up, what is it called? The Mauser?
Uh-huh.
Mauser rifle versus
Carcano rifle.
Latino.
So what, like the Mauser Car 98K?
These are all. Oh wait, these are all. Oh, this top one is the Mauser. All see that these there are on the Carcanos. There's these little. What would you call that?
That is an integrated magazine.
Oh, that's a magazine?
That's an integrated magazine.
Into the trigger.
Into the trigger itself. Those are usually used with stripper clips, and they hold about 5 rounds each.
But the Mauser doesn't have that.
Mausers usually don't have that the integrated magazine, they usually don't hold that. It's just a stripper clip that goes straight into the bolt, into the breech and whatnot, and goes straight down.
Also, we determined that this was a lie too about the fake ID. He didn't have ID on him, but his own. He just told the press that he did, and this was, like we said earlier, this was in the file dumps, I believe, of the FBI. That these are all lies that he told about what kept Lee Harvey Oswald as the criminal who killed the president.
So Lee Harvey Oswald's wife, Marina Oswald Porter, stated the gun was missing, but according to the DA, which was later determined, that too was a lie. During a press conference, Henry Wade stated a witness saw Harvey laughing that the president was dead as he got on a bus. That too was a lie.
Damn you, Wade. What are you going to do next? It's like everybody whose name Wade is somehow, well, not all evil, but somewhat evil. There's only one good Wade out there, people. Wade Wilson, Deadpool. Look it up.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that was such a good movie. 2 wasn't as good, but 1 was great.
Oh, 1 was great. 1 was phenomenal. I loved it. Just because 1 pushed the boundaries.
Yeah.
1 pushed the boundaries.
Yeah.
But anyways, getting back to it.
That's why boundary pushing movies should only be 1. There shouldn't be 5 of them. Because
That's true.
You can't push the boundaries on everyone.
Yeah.
True. All right. So,
what else was this Wade guy? Oh, also, I found out that this is the same Wade that was part of the Roe versus Wade. So this was for women's rights.
Also, he was just a prick in general.
Yeah, he was on the bad side.
You son of a bitch. We will come for you and find you.
For that and the Kennedy thing, but we'll do both.
Right.
The shadow speaks and you shall listen.
All right, yeah. So apparently Wade also accused Oswald of having a map on him, which wasn't true.
No map.
There were no fingerprints anywhere at the scene of the crime or anywhere.
We're talking about window cells, walls, floor, ceilings, windows, windowsills.
I'm also sorry to interject here, but why would you need a map of the area if you already work there?
Yeah,
that's a great point.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, I don't need a map of my area where I work. I know where the fuck I work. I know how to get around that area pretty damn well.
Yeah, and he doesn't live that far from the book depository.
Yeah,
so it's like he would know the ins and outs to the city.
And and remember, this is again before the age of modern technology. So we didn't have where we could pull out a phone. Let me Google Map this bitch,
or even MapQuest.
That was all pipe dreams still. You know, those weren't even a thing. Dial up. What the fuck is a dial up? Are you trying to freaking call somebody? That's what the hell they thought.
Yeah.
Right.
But nonetheless, yeah, I would feel that's kind of weird that you would need a map of an area that's well known to you.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just weird.
So yeah, there were no fingerprints anywhere, but what they did find was a bag of chicken bones, a Mountain Dew, and a movable cardboard carton.
Yeah, that cardboard carton was just like a piece of cardboard that had his fingerprints on it. Why we say movable? Because it's totally easy to get somebody's fingerprints on it and then move it into position later on. Like, it wasn't on anything that was stationary. It wasn't on the wall. It wasn't on the window. It wasn't on the gun, the shells. It wasn't. So he wore gloves this whole time? Or he just spent all that time wiping every piece of equipment down? And then, you know, they use this as evidence, the chicken bones, as that he was sitting there for like half an hour waiting for the president to show up. That was another worker. Williams was on the top floor. If you remember from the last episode, he was having lunch on the 6th floor, and he just happened to leave his bags and his soda, which was, I believe, a Mountain Dew. But I can't even believe Mountain Dew was around then.
We gotta check that, because if that's a Mountain Dew, bro, Mountain Dew got some staying power. They were doing the Dew even back then.
1940.
Oh, so they had Mountain Dew back then.
Yeah.
That was, in fact, a true statement. They had Mountain Dew.
So this also lends credibility because someone says that they saw a black person on the 6th floor. They did say that they were aiming at the president, but I think that was just chicken.
And we here at The Shadow know what do black people like most? Fried chicken and Mountain Dew.
What?
Well, everybody loves fried chicken.
Everybody likes fried chicken.
It's fucking delicious.
I mean, true. But, you know.
I like to thank everybody for stopping by today. We have decided that there is just way too much evidence out there to keep this into a 1 or 2 episode format. So we're going to turn this into a multi-series. Not really sure how many episodes we're really going to do, but it's going to definitely be a couple episodes. Some episodes might be focused on people like Tippit or police officers or areas, the gun, and then we're going to try to, dive in everything. Because I feel like sometimes the evidence actually gets lost when people close in on just one aspect of the theory, when the theory incorporates everything.
Yeah, we're also gonna post like pictures and like links, videos that you guys can find and like view as well, because like a lot of this evidence kept us up at night, and it's more impactful when you see it for yourself instead of just hearing us talk about it.
Our next episode won't be on JFK. I'm not really sure what our next episode will be yet, but I figure we take a break a little bit, start with something new and fun. We got a couple ideas, start a new channel for video games, TV shows, and just like world news, like a morning show. If you like anything like that, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, Stitcher, iTunes, Pandora, Audible, Amazon Music,
Twitter, Facebook,
coming soon,
Instagram,
coming soon to Twitch and YouTube.
You can find all these links on our website.
What keeps me up at night 8. I always forget what the...
It's like WordPress, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. What keeps me up at night 8.wordpress.com. That's what keeps me up at night, numeral 8, the actual number 8, .wordpress.com. You can find us on Instagram at the Evidence Room 23, and you can find us on Facebook, SkyC. That's Sky with no E, SKYSI, SkyC.
Also, you can catch my ass whenever you want to, and I'm planning on doing something stupid on Twitch. That is, for me, red_eyes_ENY. And you can come sit there, chill, laugh, talk, and watch some super tactical gameplay. And if you're not, then you're just not tactical.
So remember to hit us up on any of our platforms. If you have any ideas or thoughts on things we can talk about, we're very open to our listeners' opinions and views. If we can maybe even have like a discussion on air. So go ahead and feel free to reach out. We've got sky blue, I like that.
Yeah.
And red.
Yeah.
And remember, check on your friends. See y'all.
Everyone should feel loved, even you. How's everyone doing? This is post-show Sky. We had some changes on our Facebook. I want to give you a quick quick shout out to let you know we changed the name. It's no longer Sky C. It's now it's actually called Evidence Room. So that's Evidence Room on Facebook, on Instagram, the Evidence Room 23, and on Twitter, What Keeps Me Up at Night.
And look at that. We have all of that good stuff for you. And remember, it is the Evidence Room
23. Enjoy.